and I am Debbie Cronister. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. This is the paper, this is the stamp set. It's called Irresistible Blooms. It will be available on March 1st, I believe it is. March 1st. Yeah, that sounds like a good day, huh? It will be available March 1st for all of our customers to buy. If you can't wait till March 1st and you just have to have it now, get in touch with me and we can get you signed up as a demonstrator. This is the paper that goes with this, and it is just absolutely gorgeous. This is what I'm going to do today. Let me show you what I've done so far. So I've played with, I did these for the team, for my team meeting. And this is die cut from the paper. This is die cut. I have a fellow demonstrator who was so gracious to give me a pack of Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock cardstock, and so I was able to do that with my team. And so this is soft sea foam. This ribbon is retired, and this is the bling that is in that packet. So that was one of the projects that we did, and this one, which is Flirty Flamingo, and I cut those things. I did learn something. See how mine looks messy in here, which I don't like. And I tried taking a glue eraser to it, an adhesive eraser, and that didn't work well. So I just left it alone before I tore it all up. And so when you do this, I would recommend using the adhesive sheets, definitely, for this one, okay? Because it cuts and it's still together. See, these little spots here hold it together, but it's very thin, and the green glue just kind of smeared, and I tried using another adhesive and it just kind of made a mess of it. So I would recommend using the adhesive sheets. This is another one that I did, and for this one I used Mary Merlot as my complementing color, and it came out okay. And here I've used the background, used that embossing folder. So here's the other embossing folder, that hatched embossing folder on here. And this is that star-shaped one. Okay, so let's move on to our project. So this is what I'm going to make, and I just love it. I think it's so pretty, but I'm going to tell you something. I stamped this flower in black. I stamped it in red. I stamped it in fresh freesia. I don't like it. I don't like it unless it's stamped and embossed. It just doesn't work for me. So I said, okay, let's stamp and emboss. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to start with my die. I'm going to start with my die cutting, and I am going to bring my machine over here. This is 3 3/4 across, and it's a close fit. So I would not recommend going much smaller than that. This way, okay. And we'll just die cut that. Okay. One other thing I wanted to show you is when I embossed my folder, my envelope. So when it comes out, this is what you've got. You have this, and then you have this centerpiece here. So I am going to take this centerpiece and make good use of it. So I'm going to set that aside for now, and I'm going to take this, and this is one of the circles from the Stylish Shapes dies, and it fits just right inside of there. And I'm just going to cut that out. Sorry about that movement. Okay, So now we have a circle, and all I have left is this little bit of a ring that's going in the garbage. Good use of paper. Okay, I wanted to show you when you do, I'm not going to emboss it, but when you do an envelope in your machine and you want to emboss it, you want to be really, really careful, because you're going to put it in on the edge, okay? Won't fit that way, it's not wide enough, so you have to go this way. And when you do it, you see how wide that is. You can't put that in. If you fold it over, you're going to have marks all over your envelope, okay? So you don't want to do that. No, I'm not going to erase this up. I should have probably erased it up before. Anyway, you don't want to do that. So when you do this, you want to run your folder through this way, which is like an absolute no-no. But you want, so when you do that, I'm not going to run it because I don't have the right layers here. You would run it through with the number 1, put our number 2 aside. So it would go through like that. We'll go ahead and run it through. But I want to make sure that my embossing folder is not going to touch on the sides. I want to make sure that my plate, all of my plates are centered from side to side, and that my folder is not going to touch, because if it touches, it's going to scrape up the edge of my embossing folder and it's going to ruin it. So you want to be really, really careful going through. And I went a little too far in. So I ended up with a little trim across the front, but that's okay. So, but I wanted to show you that, so that if you decide to use those to emboss the edges, the envelope flap, that you make sure that you don't ruin your folder doing it. Okay, now we've got our things cut here. Okay, now let's go back to get this done. All right, so then I took a piece of fresh freesia and a Versamark pad, and I stamped my flower just like that, and dipped it in clear embossing powder, and heat embossed it. And this is what I got, this beautiful little flower. Okay, and then I took, let's hang on to that. I took my, so this was what I got when I stamped it. It doesn't look too bad. I just don't think it's very pretty. I tried coloring it and that didn't work well. So anyway, so then I took soft succulent and my 2 little leaves. I love these leaves. I think they're so pretty. And just stamped 1 of each. Just like that. And then I die cut those using the dies that come in this bundle. So these 2 dies, look at that. Those are perfect to go on there. And here, this one goes on the one with 2. And so I die cut those. And ended up with these beautiful little leaves here. So, don't know why I have a piece of paper there. Let's get this put together. Okay, so on the inside of my card, I have a piece of fresh freesia, and I have a piece of basic white. And I am going to stamp one of these leaves right in the corner. Now, you could put this leaf at the top or at the bottom, and actually, the way that I just did it, you could decide later where you want it to go. So this could go at the top, hanging down. Look at that, that's super cute. Or at the bottom, either way. Looks like my fresh freesia is getting to the point where it needs some, my soft succulent needs a little re-inking. So I'm just going to attach this to my fresh freesia, which is cut at 5 1/4 by 4. And this is 5 by 3 3/4, just standard sizes. And those go in the back of my cards, so I'm not going to attach it, but it would go right in there. I would glue it in there. But because I keep mine separate, because I use them for samples at times, that's not going to go in. Okay, then I have a piece of fresh freesia here that I'm going to attach to this piece of soft succulent. My soft succulent is cut at 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And my fresh freesia is cut at 5 1/4 by 4. I wanted just a little hint of that soft succulent around the edges. And that's what I have. And then I'm going to attach that to the front of my card. Now my card base is 4 1/4 by 11, but this card base could work either way. It doesn't have to go this way. Oops, we have to go up further though. My bottom here isn't showing any white. There, whoops, nope. Go over a little. It's a really close call. I don't like them that close. It's too close. Okay, on this one that I did on my sample, I glued this right on, but with this time I'm going to put this on with dimensionals. All my tools are in baskets because I'm cutting for a class, and so everything, and I had a group here yesterday, and oh, look at that, I have one. So all of my tools are in a basket over there because when I cleaned off my table, I just put them all in a basket. Okay, so I think I have some dimensionals here somewhere. I do. I tried to lay everything out last night before I finished up in here, and so I would have everything, but it doesn't always work that way. Okay, so, let's put some mini dimensionals on those sides because that's a pretty long strip to go with nothing. So let's just do that. Put one there and one over here. It's a lot of dimensionals, huh? Yeah, I like my dimensionals. And I want this to stay up. I don't want it to fall down as it goes through the mail or it gets stored in a box. I want it to keep its dimension. Ooh, I can't get that one off. Come on. There it goes. All right, I think I have one here still and one over here. Okay, let's get rid of all those little covers. And then I'm just going to center this on here. Hopefully it's centered. There we go. I like it popped up. It looks good. And I think it makes it less obvious that this is not attached. So on my other one, I have a couple spots that didn't attach. And they're less obvious. So, okay. Now I have my greeting here, which I'm also going to pop up. But first I should stamp a greeting on it. So I'm going to do hello. This is a nice big center here, so you could put a really good greeting. One of our greetings that I discovered yesterday says, "It's okay not to feel okay." I love it. I think it's such a sweet greeting. You know you're going to want to know where that came from. It is in the mini catalog. Actually, it's a celebration set. It's this one. It's okay not to feel okay, and I love that. I think that is so sweet. Because sometimes we don't feel okay, and sometimes we need to know it's okay that we don't feel okay. All right, so I'm going to pop this up. Just a few dimensionals there. The nice thing is it's not going to be too high. It will be higher. It won't be higher than the rest of my card there. So when I go to add my flowers, I'm going to put glue on one side. Which way do I want my flower going? I think I want this one going up. The other one's going down. So I'm going to put glue on the right side here as I turn it over. Whoop. And oops, I want a dimensional on the left side. See if I can stick that under there. Just like that. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to add my leaves. And for those, I am going to use glue dots. And I'm putting it on the front because I'm going to stick it to the back of my flower. And this one's going to go down here. I have to make sure I'm still on my card, right? And this one's going to go at the top. Oops. I think I put my glue dot in the wrong place. I did. Okay. See if I can take it off without ruining my leaf. Okay, let's put it over towards the other direction. Let's go over this way. Since my leaf has to kind of go around the greeting and still stay on the card. And there we are. So the only thing left to do is to add some bling. And I am using, it's so funny because we've had fresh freesia for 2 years now, and all of a sudden I love fresh freesia. So I'm hoping it comes through to our new color group. So I am using the 2021 through 23, which is telling me that they're retiring in color dots. And because they're just so pretty. I have liked these all the way through. So we add a little bling to it, and there is our card for today. So I hope you've enjoyed this. If you want the instructions, you go to stampwithdeb.com, and I will have them on there this afternoon along with this video on how I did it. Thank you for joining me, and remember, next Tuesday is the last day of celebration, so don't miss out on the opportunity to get some of these products, including this beautiful stamp set, Sending Support. It's got some really good things. Some days are harder than others. I think that in this life right now that, things can be difficult. Sending loving thoughts and prayers. Hope today is one of the easier ones. There are so many ways you might feel right now. I mean, this is so good for so many different things. Alone shouldn't be one of them. That goes with this one. Here for you always. Good luck. You've got this. My shoulder is yours. Courage is being really scared and doing it anyway. And sometimes that's me. Thank you guys so much. And I will see you next Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. right here. Bye-bye.